If you sell cash secured puts on Schwab, this episode is for you. It shows you how to scan multiple stocks in a watch list, find the best puts to sell in a ranked leaderboard like this. Then you can place a trade to sell a put at just the right limit price on your real Schwab account. We're in paper mode right now, but it has a live mode. It also lets you track all your trades made from the scanner and lets you close them when you're ready. First, let me walk you through a diagram and explain how it works on Schwab at a high level. When you start the Stockpile Options Scanner, your machine starts a Streamlit app, usually running locally on your computer or laptop, and it serves the pages of the scanner to your browser when you hit the local URL. It uses an OAuth token from Schwab, which you refresh every 7 days with your credentials. This is all explained in the episode about configuring the scanner for Schwab, linked in the description. That token authorizes every call to Schwab. The token is saved on your machine and gets sent only to Schwab. Calls to the Schwab API go to an app on Schwab that you registered. We created this app in the previous Schwab episode, and that app needs access to 2 APIs. The Market Data API for quotes and option chains, and then a second one that's new for trading. You also need to give the app access to the Accounts and Trading API, which has account info like cash and balances and allows the placing, updating, and canceling of trades. And that's all we need to scan for the best options, see our account balances, and make and manage trades. This is all free and open source in the Stockpile repo on GitHub. It's built with Claude code, and please consider liking and subscribing. So let's get started. Let's walk through finding an option to sell, placing the trade, and then managing it. First, we'll stay in paper mode, so it won't actually place the trade, just for practice. Then I'll demonstrate a real trade in live mode. To confirm we're in paper mode, take a look at the option scanner's config file, config.toml in the option scanner folder. Let's add this line, paper equals true. If you set paper equal false instead, then you'll be in live trading mode. We don't want to be live yet, so make sure it doesn't say paper equals false. We'll confirm you're in paper or live mode later in the scanner UI. You'll need to restart the app for the new config settings to be active. Let's restart the app, or start it if it's not running yet, to make sure we have the latest config settings. We should be in paper mode now. You can quickly check the Trades tab to see the mode right here, paper. Without this scanner to sell a put, you typically log into your Schwab account, then check one or more stocks. You'd open their chains, read strikes and expirations one at a time, and make a guess at which one looks best to sell. With the scanner, we have a better approach. We go to the watchlist tab, and we load or create a watch list. I'll load one I recently created for this episode. This watch list has some filters set. We've got min and max days to expiration, min, open interest and volume, the delta range, top in of each ticker to show below the combined ranked list, and then sell or buy and call put or both. And I've already set this up to sell puts, so I'm going to go ahead and scan the watch list. Here's the ones it found. It's scanned all the tickers in the watch list and then ranked them by IV+pp. That's excess volatility. You can take a closer look at any of these and pick the one you like best. I'll just pick the top one. And we can easily place a trade to sell a put from the scanner. We're in paper mode, and we'll follow through on this in a second and then live on your Schwab account. We can also monitor the trades made here on the Trades tab. We can see if a trade gets filled or cancel it. We'll cover this in detail in a bit. And once filled, we can watch it and close it at any time during market hours. But first, let's briefly talk about the current limitations of placing trades from the scanner. Why puts only? Selling puts is a simple, clear place to start. They don't require you to own any stock, and selling puts is a well-understood, collateralized trade. Also, if you're using a margin account, that margin balance can be used as collateral on Schwab without being charged margin interest. And you can even earn interest on your cash instead of using it to secure the put. See this episode about securing puts while earning interest on Schwab for more details on this technique. It's linked in the description. You will dip into your margin and start paying interest if the put is assigned and you don't have the required cash in your account. There is significant risk when selling puts if the underlying crashes. So make sure you understand the risks of selling puts before placing a trade through the scanner or on your broker. Why aren't we automating trades with the scanner? That's currently a bridge too far, but coming. More testing and research is required before turning the scanner loose to make trades. I do have plans for providing some trading algorithms in the future, and even allowing users to plug in their own logic. But for now, you approve every order. The scanner is a tool, not autopilot. It does the legwork, finds the best put candidates to sell, and investigates how liquid they are. It gives you the stats on the contract you're considering, proposes a limit price, and then hands you the decision. Why only Schwab? Schwab is one of the most popular online brokers, and from my experience, I judge it to be fair, safe, and reliable, and I've used it for years. There are trade-offs between every online broker, and plans are in the works for supporting other brokers like Interactive Brokers, but just Schwab for now. If you missed episode 2, you might be wondering how to configure your Schwab account so the scanner can use it for accessing market data, account balances, and making trades. Connecting Schwab for quotes and market data was covered in detail in episode 2. Please go back and watch that first if you haven't already, and complete the configuration described there. Then return here. It's very important to keep the Schwab credentials used to access your account safe and not share them with anyone. And do not upload them to a Git repo. New for this episode, reading account info and placing orders. This is a different and additional Schwab permission needed. In the Schwab developer portal, your app needs the Accounts and Trading Production API added, not just market data. And it has to reach Ready for Use status. Until this new permission is active, every account or order request will be unauthorized and fail. Both permissions use the same local OAuth token from episode 2, stored on your machine and sent only to Schwab, never to a third party. However, your token will need to be recreated after adding the account and trading permission, just like you recreate your Schwab token every 7 days. This is covered in episode 2. And your normal Schwab account also has to have options enabled and approved for selling cash secured puts, a normal Schwab account setting, same as if you place the trade by hand on Schwab. A new feature in the scanner is it now shows how much time your token has left, shown here as 3 days. And it lets you know when your token has expired and directs you on how to refresh your token. Once you've configured the permission on the Schwab developers portal and generated a new token, it's a good time for a read-only sanity check. From the Stockpile folder, run this show accounts Python script. That will list your linked Schwab accounts and their trading balances and does nothing else. It never places an order. If the accounts and trading permission is live, you'll see your accounts and balances. If it isn't, it prints a clear error message that the product isn't authorized yet. Account numbers are masked. Let's start by placing a paper trade, a practice one that doesn't count for real. We'll start on the put sell leaderboard after scanning a watch list for the best puts to sell. Only Schwab can currently place orders, so you won't see these checkboxes here unless you're selling a put using Schwab. The rows are selectable, so let's click a row that looks interesting. I'll pick the SpaceX one. Selecting a put opens the Sell Put dialog. It shows several details and live data. Here's the spot and contract details, the bid, ask, mid, last, and other stats. It checks how liquid the market is, and if it's liquid, it suggests a limit price, which is the mid rounded to the nearest tick. Otherwise, it gives a warning, thin, wide market, but it still computes a suggested price, an IV-aligned suggestion based on Black-Scholes and implied volatility. You can and probably should modify this to whatever price you want. Also in the dialog is a collapsed account info panel. You can expand to see your Schwab account details. You can also edit the number of contracts to sell. It defaults to 1. The order preview section in the green shaded area shows the exact order, credit, and collateral required. It updates as soon as you leave the limit price or contracts field. First, you confirm trade, which brings up an inline confirm this order section with a paper or live badge shaded in yellow. Then place trade actually submits or cancel. No order is placed unless you're in live mode, but paper trades do show on the trades tab. And for now, it only supports single leg sell to open puts. We're still in paper mode, paper equal true, so this is just a dry run. We've already confirmed. Now we'll place the paper trade. The scanner builds, validates, and records the order in the Trades tab, but because we're in paper mode, it never calls Schwab. Nothing is submitted, no real order. It's a good way to rehearse the whole flow before money's involved. This green toast dialog shows the details and will disappear after a minute if you don't close it yourself. A quick peek at the Trades tab shows the new paper trade. We'll go more in depth on this tab for live trades. But that's it for paper trades. There's no closing it. You can cancel it or remove it from the tracker so it stops showing on the Trades tab. Now let's go live and configure the real thing. Go back to the config file and set paper equals false. Make sure you save it and then bounce your server. So it reloads the setting. Paper equal false is the only way to get to live mode. Otherwise, you'll remain in paper mode. You can confirm afterward by going to the Trades tab, and you'll see the mode in the Trades title. Let's do a fresh scan of the same watch list for selling puts and select a put we're interested in selling. One contract for our first potential trade through the scanner. In the dialog header, it now reads live instead of paper. That's your signal that we can place a real trade after confirming. It's the same flow you just rehearsed in paper mode. You can modify the limit price and number of contracts. We'll modify the limit price so it's unlikely to be filled, and then press the confirm trade button. I'm going to set this up to $1. Make sure everything looks right and press the place trade to place the order on Schwab. Schwab returns an order ID and the trade will now show on the Trades tab. And here's that toast and order ID. You can also go look at your Schwab broker account now and you would see this trade. A couple of notes. First, if anything isn't clear or doesn't work here, you can always log into your Schwab account and manage the trade as needed there. And second, there's also a first trade test.md file in the Options Scanner folder for more detailed documentation about placing your first trade. This is the new top-level Trades tab next to the Watch List tab. It lists every put sell you place from the scanner. Here's the paper one we placed earlier with 2 contracts. Each one has a collapse section showing the ticker, the strike, the type, always put for now, the expiration, the number of contracts, the status, and the mode. Expand one, like the live one we just placed, and on the left side, you can see all the details, and you can refresh those by pressing this, which refreshes all the orders. We set this trade's limit price to not fill right away. $1 where the ask and bid are significantly lower, so it's still in working status. You can cancel the order before it fills here, or just remove it from the tracker and manage it from Schwab instead. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this one because I don't think it will ever fill anyway. Now it shows canceled, and I'll go in and remove it from tracker. Until you build trust that the scanner is actually working, I'd suggest you verify all your transactions made from the scanner on your Schwab account. Here's a trade I placed last week that filled with Adobe. The right side shows us the credit we received, $355, the current estimated cost to close, $348, and the estimated profit loss if we close, and its current status filled but not yet closed. Over on the left also shows you how many days it's been opened next to the days to expiration, 84 DTE, and it's been open 8 days. It also shows you the delta when it was filled and the current delta. And the same for the spot, the current price of the stock, its daily percentage change, and its price when the order was filled. And then here is the date it was filled, June 17th, where today is June 26th. Closing a trade mirrors opening one. It gives you a suggested close limit, editable. If you sold more than one contract, you could also choose how many to buy back here and leave the rest open, or buy them all back. But this one's a single contract, so the count is locked at 1. We'll set the limit extra low so no one will be interested in our buy order. I'll set it down to 250. It won't close, but will serve as an example. So we will confirm closing trade. You'll see the confirm text in yellow. Make sure it looks right and is what you want, or you can cancel here. I'm going to try to buy it back for 250, which isn't going to work. Place closing trade. So now I can reopen it. You'll see the status is now closing. It's opened the order on Schwab, but no one's going to sell for 250. You can refresh and monitor the closing trade here as before to get up-to-date stats. And you can cancel it at any time here. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel it. And now it's just back to filled status. And that's it. Once it closes, you can remove from the tracker or keep it there for a while for a reminder of your recent trades. Coming soon in no particular order is support for placing covered calls from the scanner and rolling puts and calls. Then I'll probably move over to supporting other brokers besides just Schwab for market data and placing trades, probably interactive brokers next. And thank you to those that have contributed, not already mentioned in previous videos. VuSudo for Schwab credential loading and candle timestamp fixes, and Bitra AI for VS Code remote SSH Schwab authentication guide in the documentation. And sorry if I missed anyone. If you enjoyed this content, please consider joining the Discord and Patreon listed here and in the description, and liking and subscribing. Please pause the video and read this disclaimer. This was not investment advice, and don't take any action based on the scanner without verification. This episode places real orders on a real account. Be extra careful, start small, and verify transactions on your Schwab account. Please drop a comment too, good or bad. A couple of my other videos should be popping up. Please consider watching one, and thank you for watching to the end, and have a profitable day.